Alright, so today what we're going to do is create the top that has the large recessed hole, which is a hole that doesn't go all the way through, and then the smaller 1-inch hole that does go all the way through that will allow the candy to fall through the top from the jar. So instead of creating an entirely new part, we can use the base and just modify it because it's the same exact size. So what I'm going to do is, once Inventor's loaded, I'm going to go up to Open, and then click on the down arrow at the top, go to your H drive, and then find Base and open that up. Alright, once the base is open on your screen, you're going to end up clicking on the top view of the cube in the upper right hand corner. So if I click on that, now I'm looking down as if I were a bird at the top of this piece. So there's two ways to put a sketch on here. The other way that we did it was go up to 2D Sketch or Start 2D Sketch. So I could click on there, click on the top surface of the square, put a sketch, or I can left click, regular mouse button click, and go to Create Sketch. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to do it this way. So if I do Create Sketch, use the magnifying glass to zoom out. So I want to put a circle in the middle of this somewhere. So I'm going to go up here to the Circle tool. I'm going to left click one time, let go, drag out a circle. The diameter of the circle is 2.75. Now what the diameter means, it goes from one edge of the circle through the midpoint to the other side, as you can see by that dotted line. So 2.75, which is 2 3/4 inches, and then hit enter. So now I have to dimension from the center of the circle to the top and left edges so that I know that it's in the middle of the square, because right now it could be offset a little bit. So up here at the top is the dimension tool, which basically just gives it a size. So if I click on dimension, if you click on the very center of the circle, you'll see it kind of becomes blue, that dot in the middle. So I want to dimension from the middle to this top edge of the square. Sometimes you have to click on it twice. Bring your cursor down somewhere in here, just click, left click. This needs to be 2.5 because the square is 5 inches, so half of that would be 2.5. And hit enter. I'm going to do the same exact thing from the center to the left edge. Click 2.5, enter. Now we're going to cut this out. So whenever you get done with a sketch, you always have to go up here to the green check mark and go Finish Sketch. And then I'm going to go back up here to the home view so that I can see it at the 3D angle. And then click on Extrude. Extrude, like I said before when we did the base, makes it 3D. So we drew the front, we made it go back. So I can also cut with this. Instead of adding to it, I can cut parts away. So I need to first select what I want to cut. So that's the circle. But you notice now that the circle is coming up out of the top instead of being cut down into the top. So if I hover my mouse over these, it says join, which you can kind of see this top part comes out from the top there. Okay, it adds to it. This here where it's white, that represents it being cut in. And then this is intersect. We won't end up using that at all. So I want to cut it, but the distance I want to change because right now it's going to cut through the entire top and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to type in here, we're going to type in 0.625, which is 5/8, which is going to leave 1/8 of wood on the bottom of this. So 0.625, you should see it goes down and then OK. So now we have that big recessed hole that the jar will fit into. I'm going to go back now to the top view of my cube in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to zoom in, magnifying glass. Then I'm going to left click in here and put a new sketch. and then we got to zoom back out. It likes to move the piece around once you do that sketch sometimes. So we're going to click on circle tool again because we need to add a 1-inch circle right in the middle of this one. So you see where these lines cross, right where they cross, right there is the origin 0, 0. So if I left click, drag that out, it wants to be 1 inch, 1, enter, and then I'm going to go up to finish sketch, click on the little home view button, and then I want to cut that. So extrude. So you'll notice now that it's coming up through the top. I want to go cut, and the distance is 0.625 from the last hole that we cut. But if I want to just go through the thickness of what's left here, I can just change distance to all, and you notice now it just cuts through that last 1/8 inch, and then I can press OK. So this is the most important step right here, and this is where you're going to get messed up if you don't. If I just go to File, Save, or if I come up here and hit that Save Disk, which I'm not going to do, it's going to save over your base part, and it's now going to have 2 holes in it. So when you try to assemble it later on, your base is going to have holes in it, and then you're going to have to basically delete the holes off of it. So you're going to need to go up to the iPro, which is the File menu, go to Save As, make sure again you're in your H drive that has your name in capital letters with a little computer hard drive icon next to it. Do not, you go to the one with the folder next to your name. So I'm in my H drive. I'm going to save this as top. Save. And that is the end of the top piece.